We are live here on the 5 a.m. Mester Scrum. Bubbles, you gonna join the show? No? Okay. Bubbles not doing the show. Hey, good morning, everyone. Happy Monday. Hope you're doing well today. And this 5 a.m. Mester Scrum show, and I am Greg Mester, Scrum Master and Agile Coach. I'm gonna talk. So I got my shirt, Tough Cookie Adventure Race. So I got that for helping out with the Girl Scouts and did a family adventure. One day we'll talk about that activity and how I missed that one. It was a fun thing to do. I wish they'd do it again. Today I want to talk about selling Girl Scout cookies. That's why I'm wearing the shirt, Tough Cookie. And experiences of actually doing something and practicing it versus just writing in documentation. Oh, let's read the Scrum guide, and that tells us all the documentation we need to know. No, it doesn't. Right? Unless you do it and practice it, it doesn't make any sense. And you're not going to get any better at it, and you just complain. So I want to share some lessons learned of selling Girl Scout cookies at the grocery store, at church, door to door, and how those practices helped me understand and help the girls understand the sales process and what they need to do and what data they need to track. I'm going to kind of talk about that in relationship to sprint review. Okay. Anyway, this is 5 a.m. Mester Scrum Show. We talk about Scrum and Agile in very practical and tactical ways so that we can bring value to the customer without working crazy hours to do so and have a little fun along the way. And today's a little fun topic about the Girl Scout cookie, but how it applies. And I'm so happy. I'm down to the last couple of cases of Girl Scout cookies in my office. I actually got my office back, I think. But I think my wife's buying more Girl Scout cookies. So don't be fearing. There's more to come if you know me and you want Girl Scout cookies. So this Sunday, I'm out helping one of the Girl Scouts that are at our church and my wife's troops sell some Girl Scout cookies. And one of the things I've learned is I can say, hey, just go sell cookies, right? Just like sprint review. Just do a sprint review and present. Well, what does that mean? What does that entail? How does that work? I've never done it before. I haven't practiced it very much. I'm not ready for it, right? So those are the kind of things that come up and why it's so important to do it and not avoid it. So when we were doing the Girl Scout cookie stuff, one of the key things is keeping track of which cookies you sell because they have to report that back to the Girl Scouts and they have to keep track of the inventory. And, the Girl Scouts want to know data as far as what cookies are selling. Not just I sell 100 boxes, but what cookies were part of those 100 boxes that you just sold. So one of the things I was sharing with the young lady who was selling the Girl Scout cookies at church with me on Sunday was, first thing to do when you're selling the cookies, mark down which cookies you sell, the actual type, then worry about the money because we can balance the money out by the number of cookies we sell in the end and make sure everything's good. But make sure those cookies, because man, those ladies. So I give you a funny story. I was accosted by 3 women on the way to church, and they just like, "I want my cookies now." I couldn't even get it into the foyer out of the outside. They were like there, so it was like instantaneously. So I'm just writing checks down, marks, little tick marks on my pad for which cookies they took, and then I took care of the money and everything like that. But they were into it, so it's really fast, and you have to practice this. I mean, seriously, you'd be surprised. Boom, 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 boom. So it's the same idea with all the sprint activities that we do. The Scrum event, especially with sprint reviews. So many teams just think they can do it, but they don't practice it. Then they feel awkward and out of bounds. So practicing and doing is so much different. And again, doing things that you might think selling cookies at the church is one thing, and then selling them at the grocery store or door to door are slightly different. Every one of these particular scenarios provides you with a little alternate twist that you may not pick up on, that may apply and may not apply at different locations, different settings for how you do the sales. So these are all pieces of information. And that also goes to the diversity of how you present it. So you may present it to I'll just present it to PO. Great. PO knows what you're doing, understands the process. Wait till you go to the stakeholders who aren't as familiar with your terminology or what you're doing. It's so important to get in front of stakeholders and present your product. You're going to learn a lot of stuff that may not have learned if you presented it just in front of a product owner and just in front of your team. Now, those are good practices to get you there and get you comfortable, but you need to do the repetition. You need to get out there and do it because everyone's slightly different. And you can't document this stuff, right? You can put little tips here, make sure this, but until you actually experience it, like when I say the documentation, like put little tick marks on the pad so you know what you sold. Until you're standing in front of all these ladies who are trying to get their Girl Scout cookies, you have no idea the about impact you're about to get selling those cookies. And I feel sorry. I'm just there to support. Just give her ideas. Keep cookies flowing for the girl. They all want to buy the Girl Scout cookies from the young ladies who are selling them for their fundraiser. And by the way, just so you know, if you ever want, the money from that goes to support the local Girl Scout camps and for the local girls to go on events. Like my daughter went horseback riding. They did archery. They're planning a trip to Savannah, so it does pay off on what they do, and they do benefit from it. And my wife's always trying to organize fun things that they wouldn't necessarily do on their own, but with the group that they can use that money to pay for that. So it is a good thing they do, and it's not for storing. They want you to spend the money every year. So the girls who raise the money in cookies can benefit from the cookies. So it's very agile in the mindset. It's like, we're not doing this to say you could save it for years and years. We want the girls who did the effort to benefit from the cookie sales, which I think is pretty awesome, to be honest with you. So again, practicing getting out there doing it is very key to making all Scrum work. If you do not practice the events every time you have a sprint or a time box, you're not going to get any better at it. You're going to feel awkward at it. And again, the diversity of who you present to will give you new feedback loops that you can't get from documentation. I'm sorry, but you can't get it from just reading the Scrum guide. Doesn't work. It gives you an idea, but until you're standing in front of all those ladies in front of church who want to buy cookies, you have no idea why you're really doing the tick marks. And then when you do it, oh yeah, I got to do tick marks. You want that, I got it. And it's like that, and it's just something that you got to do. And the same thing with the sprint reviews. Until you get in front of those stakeholders and get used to the kind of questions and the fact that they're not into your business every day and do not understand your terminology, your language you use, you don't realize, oh God, they don't know what we're doing. Oh God, we got to do this a little differently. We have to kind of get it ready and prep for it and do things and to make it go well and to satisfy our business customers. There's your value to your customer, right? So I wanted to share that because I'm telling you, the sprint review is like the first thing teams and Scrum Masters give up on during Scrum, which is a shame. That or retros. Those are the two things they give up. They always do their sprint planning. They always do their daily Scrum, but retros and sprint reviews are the two things that the first thing these Scrum Masters give up on, these teams give up, was really a shame because it's the best way to get feedback loop. So that's what I have today. I wanted to share with you. Yeah, the cookies are still out there. They're still for sale, but it's a fun thing. It's doing these different things just brings stuff. I hope you volunteer and do that and get to enjoy and watch all these young people do their cookie sales or volunteer for something, whether it be basketball, hockey, practice, things like that are out there. So with that, practice. Do it. So much better than documentation. You're not going to understand why these 4 events, if you do not practice them and realize all the different nuances to why the tighter time box makes more sense. So with that, I'm going to say happy Scrumming. Have a great day. Oh, don't forget about our Kanban meetup next month on the 15th of February. It's only like 15, 16 more days to go. Please sign up. It's on meetup.com. I put it up on LinkedIn. I'll put some more ads up there or posts up there. and you got to register in the Zoom so that you get an invite, because I'm trying to keep the Zoom busters down to a minimum. So, but I'll message everyone, whoever registers on the meetup, I'll give them a reminder about the Zoom and make sure they got the right connection. So with that, I say, have a great day and enjoy, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care. Bye. See ya.